Hello. How's everybody doing today? I'm trying to figure out how to see who all is in the chat. Let's see. Oh, I don't want that. How's everyone doing? I do want to start out first and foremost that we have to do Nancy P's reading. So is Nancy here? Hi, Amon. How are you? What's up? Today we're going to be doing mini readings again, if anyone so chooses, as well as just talking about some spiritual stuff. So that's what we're here for. Hello, Anitra. I also saw that Anitra is next in line for reading as well after Nancy. So, and yes, Aman, you're after Anitra. Hi, Angie. Hello. How's everyone doing? It's a nice noon time. I figured scheduling at 12 Eastern would be good. So if anyone's on like a lunch break, they can sit in the corner or whatever and join the live stream if they'd like. And I think next time I do a live stream, I'll do it a little bit later in the day so that, different time zones can join if they'd like. Hello. I'm good. I'm sipping some delicious fruit flavored something. It's like one of those fruit flavored sodas, if you will. I'm excited to do some readings today and just I have like a couple things I wanted to talk about. I want to make sure that Nancy comes forward if um Nancy purchased a reading on October 2nd, and their question was like very small. And if they don't come on before the end of the stream, oh, there's a fuzzy on there. I'll probably just try to read into it as much as I can, their question. But it's extremely broad, which is why I'd rather wait in case maybe they have something more specific they'd like insight on at the very end of the reading. So try not to let me forget, but I did write it down. Otherwise, we have Anitra and Aman afterwards. And then just some fun stuff to talk about. Oh, I have to do this, right? Because how are you guys going to know how to purchase a reading if I don't put it in the thingy? You'd think I'd be better with all of this after how long I've been doing this, but it is what it is. My pets are good. Fennel actually got sick like a week or so ago. She probably was getting better the last time we had this live stream. I don't know what it was, but she was like throwing up everywhere and going to the bathroom in the house, which Fennel does not do any of those things. So I took her to the vet and they did like a roundhouse of checks. And at the end of it, they're like, it's inconclusive, but they gave her some antibiotics, some dewormer, and some basically like Pepto Bismol for dogs. And she's doing better now. So I'm glad that whatever it was, she's doing fine. Oh, okay, so we're gonna do housekeeping. Again, Nancy, if anybody knows where Nancy is, Nancy has a reading. We will talk about it at the end if they don't show up. But readings are for purchase at the tagged pinned comment at the top. If you would so like, how was my plant? He got two new friends because my son keeps knocking over all of the other pots downstairs. So I just brought these upstairs. I don't know if he really likes his friends. I feel like he's more of a solo kind of guy, but the plants like being up here because they're not getting manhandled by my toddler. So um I'm glad Fennel's doing better too, because she's not a puppy that goes potty in the house ever. And when she does, she's just like, you can tell she is so humiliated and just feels terrible about it. So I'm glad she's doing better too. She was not feeling hot at all. Okay, so I have some housekeeping that I want to do before we get to the readings. Just some really quick stuff because I know people are going to come back and watch this live stream um, later. Also, I assume you all can hear me. I always get nervous because I hook up my fancy microphone to the computer to have better sound quality for you guys. And I always get nervous that it's not working, but you're talking to me, so I assume I assume it's doing fine. Um, okay, housekeeping. So there's a new blog post on the website. Did you guys know that? I've been trying really hard to put blog posts up every other week because every other week on Patreon, I talk about myself. Because for some reason people want to just know about what I'm doing in life. So I don't know. Sometimes there's spiritual like intersections with what I'm talking about. Sometimes there's not. I try to be more spiritual when I'm talking about it. But it is what it is. Oh, Kalis Ryan says, "Hey Liv, I got a question. How do you talk to spirits with a different language?" I will answer that question in just a minute after I talk about the blog post because that's a really good question. So new blog post on the website. That's metapsychics.com/journal. And if you just go to metapsychics.com and hit the little journal icon in the top right hand corner of the header, it's on claircognizance, which was fun to write about. I don't think I probably could have written this blog post any sooner, honestly, because it's been hard for me to conceptualize the psychic ability of claircognizance in a way that I can express it in a in like eloquently, if you will. So that's kind of fun. So, you know, since Kalis just asked about how can you talk to spirits in a different language, we can kind of segue that into claircognizance because claircognizance is one of the ways that I can communicate with souls who lived at one point in time and spoke not English. So when I'm communicating with souls, I usually say the word talking just because it's like easier to say in like casual conversation, but communication with spirit using the word communication instead of talking is a much better way to explain things, honestly, because it is more of a communication, it's not talking. So if I talking is speaking a specific language, but communication transcends linguistics, if you will. So like when you get into like animal communication, there's body language too. So when I'm talking to souls, I get thoughts, images, feelings, and emotions that I recognize as not my own. There was one psychic medium that I know of, Doris Stokes. She was a very nice old British lady, and she specifically her gifts as a medium worked with clairaudience, which is the psychic perception of hearing or sounds. So I don't know how she would have gotten around how to talk to souls if they didn't speak the same language, unless different Claire sort of came in and filled in the gaps. But I would say the majority of the time when I'm communicating with souls, I don't need to have them use a specific word or anything unless someone wants a specific word from them. But honestly, that's very hard for me, just as my own personal mediumship goes. So for me, being more typically clairvoyant and clairsentient, so that's psychic visions or seeing things and feelings and emotions, whether it be physical sensations or, like I said, emotions. It's almost as if you guys ask me a question and a certain soul steps forward, and the way that they answer your questions for me is more so as if, the old non like they used to call them the silent films. Sorry, I was gonna say talkies, but talkies came after silent films. So it's kind of like a silent film. It's not always in black and white, it can be in color, but instead of hearing words, people will show me if you ask me a question. Souls will show me kind of like a movie projector screen in my own head, the memories and the information that's going on in your life now as like a picture movie, and then I get associated feelings, whether they be physical feelings or emotional feelings that sorry, there was a pop-up on my computer that that answer the questions that you're asking me or give me supporting details. So it's not necessarily words that are being transferred to me like how I'm talking to you now. It's thoughts, images, feelings, and emotions. So that's why I get a little bit of a different way. It's kind of like charades, if you will. I know a long time ago I said that being a medium is sometimes like doing psychic charades. So I hope that answers your questions. Now, the way to segue that into claircognizance is just knowing something without knowing how you know it. And a lot of people struggle with that psychic ability because it is just a face value thing. And it's very hard to try and fact check or feel like it's real, if you will. So I hope that answers your question. I can't remember what your name was. Kalis. Kalis. So if you're interested in learning more about claircognizance, please go onto the website and go check out the blog post. I thought it was fun. This kind of goes into I was doing a reading a couple weeks ago, and for a while now, it's hard to be, how do I explain this? When you're a psychic medium, there's always feelings of doubt, right? And I'm starting to get over that. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now. I sometimes get nervous sitting down to readings, but that's just more of like a stage fright thing than anything else. Um, and sorry, I'm just reading some comments really quick. Anitra asks, "Do you think it's possible for pets to spiritually purge bad energies, like how people are able to spiritually purge bad energies?" Yes, but I think animals do it inherently. Sometimes in spirituality, they're like, I've had people ask me like, "What should I do to cleanse the energy of my home? How do I get rid of bad spirits, et cetera, et cetera?" And personally, that's not necessarily Gigi, if you placed a reading, an order for a reading, I do appreciate you informing me. I'm gonna write down your name as well, but I have it in my email list, and once we get to readings, I think you're 4th in the list. So, okay. Um, Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. So when it comes to animals, with people, there's like this song and dance, usually some sort of ritual. And personally, that's not something that I really look into. It's just not my vibe, if you will. Um, so I do think that animals can inherently cleanse energy just because they're so lovely and pure, if you ask me. There's this idea, I forget where it comes from, but I guess some people believe that cats purr, that like the vibration from their chest purrs at the same frequency of Om. And Om, when you're doing like mantras, I believe, are supposed to set the vibrations around you. And Om is like the universal frequency of life. So if your cat sits on your chest and purrs, it's supposed to help with your heart and healing. And I just think that's really cute. So I do think that animals have an ability to spiritually cleanse spaces, but that's just because they're really cute and I love them. I don't know. I feel like I've gone into places too, and animals just always make things better. They're also very good at gauging energy inherently. Like Fennel, she's a big old scaredy cat, but she's a very good judge of character. If she's nervous about an animal or a person, then I'm pretty sure that I can go off of whatever it is that she feels and just, keep moving on. So that's a good question. Okay, well, we have readings that we are doing. Um, so instead of continuing for me to talk on things that I prepared in case people didn't want to have readings, we can move on to the readings first. Again, Nancy, if you're here, please let me know in the chat if anyone sees Nancy or Nancy P. Please pin their comment or bring it to my attention just so that I don't miss because they had a reading on October on October 2nd. Okay, so for people that purchased readings, Anitra is first, Iman is second, Gigi is third. Let's go. Also, thank you everyone for being here. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. That helps me a lot, and I appreciate it. There she is. You're live. Hi, Chris. There's like things going on my on my computer about Discord, and I can't really read it because they're going away faster than I can read them. But thank you for all of the PsycKicks from Discord that are tuning in. I appreciate you. Okay, so Anitra, I know you are in the hello Void Soul. How are you? um, I know you're in the chat. This is Anitra's first question. I'm currently interested in studying abroad. Ooh. A year from now when I transfer, but I'm nervous since this will be my first time traveling outside of the country and being away from family. What do my spirit guides think I should do? Okay. Anitra, are you going to are you going somewhere in like South America or something? Uh Take your time in responding, Anitra. I feel like you're going somewhere where it could be like tropical, like South America or Australia. Um I mean, egotistically, I would assume that you're going somewhere like Europe, but more psychically, I feel like you could be going somewhere warmer. Is that true? Okay. Anitra says, I'm not sure. That's all right, because it is like a whole year from now. So if you're going somewhere warmer, once you figure out where it is that you're going to be going, first of all, I'm excited for you. Just like person from person. That's really cool. I always wanted to go study abroad in college and I never did. I chose like just not doing that for different reasons. So that's exciting. I'm kind of jelly about it. So you'll have to keep us informed once that happens a year from now. However, professionally speaking, I feel like you have the possibility of going somewhere like South America, or Australia. somewhere where it could be hotter. And I feel like that could be intimidating to you. If you were to go somewhere like Europe, kind of boring, plain Jane, no offense to anyone that lives in Europe. Just from an American's perspective, going somewhere like South America could be a little more um, intimidating just because there is a language barrier as well. And the cultural difference is a lot bigger than if you were to just go to Europe. So I feel like that could be something that would intimidate you. Nevertheless, your spirit guides just make me feel like you're really nervous about it. If you are nervous about it, it's a year into the future too. Okay. I think being away from your family is not going to be as big of a problem as you think it's going to be. You'll still have the technology and the capabilities to check in with like your cousin and your friends and things like that and your family as much as you need to. However, I do think if the culture shock is big enough, that could be something that makes you feel um, more adverse to whatever it is that you're going to be doing or studying abroad. So again, you're asking like if it's gonna be harder for you with your family or that far away from your family. I think at the end of the day, that's not necessarily what could be as big of a problem as much as the culture shock of living somewhere else for as long as you're going to. However, the way you embrace those differences or not is what's gonna make the experience, uh, what it needs to be. Does that make sense, Anitra? Iman says you're going to get used to it. I really like that Iman's really excited about this. He says, yes, Anitra, it's really cool. You're going to grow so much as a person. So I hope that answers your first question of I think that the family aspect is not going to be as scary as you think it's going to be. It's more so the culture shock that could be a little bit harder. But you will have the resources and tools to adapt and overcome. That might just be a little more challenging than the family aspect. Okay, cool. Hello, everyone that's being very kind. I appreciate it while I'm doing this reading. Katie also said, thank you for still doing this and explain all this stuff to us. I know it helps me handle life so much better with the daily fears that can overwhelm us. You're a beautiful person. Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate that, Katie. I I was really tired today and I almost felt like overwhelmed with doing a live, but I was like, no, I already scheduled it. I'm doing it. I'm here. So I appreciate it. Yeah, all of you guys are so cute. I just want the transition to be smooth. I don't know. I think it will be smooth. You just gotta like chill out a little bit, which is easier said than done. I feel like it could feel very overwhelming. It'll feel more overwhelming than it actually is. And one of your spirit guides is stepping forward to say too that there will be like a woman or a person that you might be rooming with or living with if you're like staying in a hostel or something. Because I know that stuff happens when you're like over abroad. There is a chance for you to meet a woman who would be a friend of yours that can help you through that because she might be a little more like worldly, if you will. So like used to traveling. So that's really cool. Um, and then Aman just says too, with time, you'll meet a new community of people that you will appreciate. See, there you go. Oh, Kayla has a job interview in a few hours. Everyone say, Kayla, you're going to do fine. It's going to be great. You can do it. Oh, Anitra says, OMG, I wanted to have a possible roommate. Okay, yeah. I feel like this woman will be very outgoing, very loud, but she's also very sweet. She's just a very strong personality and she's not someone that sugarcoats something, so she'll help to push you outside of your comfort zone possibly. Um but in like a tough love sort of way. Like afterwards, like when you rip the band-aid off, she'll be like, "Was it really that bad? See, you're great. You're awesome. You're way better at this than you thought it was going to be." So, okay, Anitra, second question. Can you tell me anything about my spirit guides and how they help me? Okay, so the one spirit guide that is stepping forward, who's talking about the possibility of you having like a roommate, someone like that, that's going to be this woman. They're masculine and I want a spirit guide disclaimer. If you guys ever ask me information about your spirit guides, please understand that the way I perceive your spirit guides is not literal, it is figurative. They give me like symbols that mean things to me to convey who they are and how they help you. So if at any point in time you feel like you have an interaction with your spirit guide that they look different than what I say, please let that take precedence over anything that I say, because the relationship that you have with your spirit guide, the one like just you guys as spiritual homies, is so much more important than anything I say or anything anyone else says. I always think that telling people about their spirit guides is like telling someone about their mom. And you're like, you don't know my mom, you know? um, so your orange spirit guide, orange to me represents taking ideas and thoughts that you have and putting them outside of your body. So communicating those things in a more forward way. It's more like really you have an idea, you started brainstorming about it, but now you're really going out and doing it, which is very fitting for this situation as well, or the question that you're asking me. Um, but he gives me like very chill vibes. Usually, when I talk to orange spirit guides, their characteristics or their personality traits are very like goofy inflatable guy, like the dude outside of the the car dealership, you know? But his isn't. I feel like he would be a cool sort of guy that sits in a drumming circle. And if you ever need to go to him for advice, you just like walk into his little area and he's like, it's cool, man. It's chill. So that is one of your spirit guides. And he helps you with more passive information because I think you look for a lot of outward signs and symbols, which can be cool for some people. And I feel like that's really what a lot of people want when it comes to metaphysical things. But it's hard because you're asking something that's not physical to give you physical validation or communication with you. Excuse me one moment. But this guy is a very go with the flow sort of thing. So if you ever feel like waves touching the edge of a shore, that's sort of how he gives you information. If you ever feel like there's this soft, sort of gentle, rhythmic feeling of thoughts or feelings, emotions that sort of just hydration is important, it is. Um, then that is him giving you that information. It's just very quiet. It's very soulful. It's an ebb and flow sort of feeling. And Anitra says, "Yeah, that makes sense. I have anxiety bad. Lol." Good. Awesome. Perfect. And like I know I've been telling you guys for a while that I'm going to make a video on spirit guides to just like re-up the information that I've learned over the past 5 years about spirit guides. And I'm going to, but I've been learning so much since I said I was going to post that video that I'm like, oh no, there's so much more that I have to say. So like I can't make it yet, but I'm going to. I promise. I'm actually working on ghost investigation videos for you guys right now. That's what I've been up to. They're nothing super super fancy. But it is paranormal investigations nonetheless, and I've been having a lot of fun recording those things. So that's what's in the works before a couple more spiritually kind of things that are going to come through too. So, okay, Anitra, I hope that helps you with one of your spirit guides. And then third was I wanted to ask for some help from my ex's father on understanding how the relationship truly was between his son and I. So when it comes to this question, Anitra and I have had a couple readings before, I think two. So I kind of know Anitra. How exciting. Thank you. I'm excited about it. I know everybody really wants bring back the reaction videos. I'm going to try. I really am. I need to find some more like urban exploration things and stuff like that, but I think the reaction videos would be fun like to do again too. Jamie, thank you. um okay, so when it comes to the relationship that you had, um there's just a lot of new things that are coming down your path, and it's almost like you want to know where your would you react to Sam and Colby catacombs? Possibly. I will write it down. I've reacted to so many Sam and Colby things that I'm trying to just like not react to Sam and Colby. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to just like it's supposed to be meta psychics, your sidekicks to all things metaphysical. So I've really been trying to like branch out and do more people than just like Sam and Colby, if that makes any sense. Not that I don't like Sam and Colby. I'm sure they're lovely, silly human beings. They both were in band and I was in band. So I'm sure they're a bunch of silly ducks just like me. um, but I don't maybe the catacombs. I liked researching the catacombs. And I saw some comments about like how something that I said about the catacombs ended up coming true. I forget what it was. Maybe it was the pyramids. I don't remember. Um, I just want your honest opinions on just catacombs. Okay, I can maybe make another catacomb video. That would be kind of fun. And then maybe like sprinkle a little bit of like Sam and Colby, and then maybe like sprinkle a little bit of other people that have done it. So it's not just Sam and Colby. It's like I'm just always looking for everyone's perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So okay. Sorry. Anitra, when it comes to your last question, I feel like you're trying to make sure that your your past relationship, this man that you were in a relationship with, like his path is good. And at this point in time, it's sort of just like you got to just like set him free a little bit. So when you're asking his dad about your relationship, the things that you needed to learn from him have been learned, and the things that he needed to learn from you have also been learned. But now that you're deciding to move in a new direction, you have to keep walking down that path instead of trying to sort of leave breadcrumbs behind you or an invisible string, if you will, that's kind of attached to him a little bit. Does that answer your question? I loved the way you talked about the catacombs. You didn't demonize it at all. I don't think you can demonize the catacombs though, because like back then, they were just trying to put people where they needed to in order to build out their infrastructure as a city. Okay, good, Anitra. I'm glad. Thank you. They were just trying to build out the infrastructure of their city, and there was a whole bunch of graves that were being dug up because they were trying to build new buildings and expand as what France does. And I think it's very beautiful the way that they tried to memorialize and immortalize those souls that maybe not all of them were put together back in one space, but the fact that they tried to make it beautiful and in one I don't know, I just think that when you do things like that that are special, if you will, it's just it's the thought that counts more than like getting into the nitty-gritty details of it. Like, yes, was it bad that they dug up a whole bunch of people? Yes, but also the way that they tried to fix it was interesting and had its own sort of special flair to it, if you will. Oh, I know, Mike. He said, I am a big true crime girl, and it would be cool to see your perspective on an unsolved case. Everyone asked me to do true crime. And the only thing that I have with the true crime cases is that if it's far enough away, like 1800s, maybe to 1920s or before, I will do it. You guys throw all of those things to me. I don't care. I will do all of the old unsolved true crime cases. But if it's more recent things, I don't want to do that because I feel like it's a what is it called? It's just not cool because people's family members are still living, and if they wanted a medium to have their perspective on things like that, then I would love to reach out or have families reach out to me to talk to them about it. But as far as that, I don't think it's my place to just be like some random person talking on the internet about the whereabouts or possible moments of somebody where their family's still alive. That's all. That's my like my thing about it. Okay. Okay. Next ones. Anitra, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Now we have Amon. Again, we're going to go and we're going to ask for Nancy P. Are you here? Please. Yeah, that's what it is. Unethical. That is the correct term I was looking for. That was escaping me. Mora says, I wish you would react to like home videos of people reacting to things in their homes, like when they post about the Appalachian Mountains, but catacombs haven't heard about before. Oh, Appalachian Mountains is super fun. That would be a fun place to uh I wanna go to the Appalachian Mountains and do, like, investigations. I was talking with someone about that not too long ago, but that investigation with those lovely individuals have been put on, like, the back burner, if you will. Not to say that it can't happen. Um, and then, like, the home stuff is hard because there's so many things online that are, like, fakey now that it's a little hard. Fun? Question mark. I think it'd be cool because I know there's, like, old cabins and stuff on the Appalachian Trail. I think that would be really cool. Mhm. It would be super, super fun. Okay. Okay, Aman, I know you're here. And Gigi, you will be up next. Thank you so much for your patience. I live in the Appalachian Mountains, and I honestly have to say the scariest thing about it is the living people. That's awesome. I like that. You're welcome, Gigi. Thank you for still being here. I do love it here, and I don't find the woods scary at all. That's awesome. I mean, I know that it would probably be mostly just like lore and folk tales, and things like that, but I think the cultural history of it too, like with folk magic and things, would be super, super cool to talk about just while doing like a casual investigation. Lucky Phoenix is right. Also, boars are horrifying. I forgot you guys have wild boars out there. That is terrifying. I would be really nervous about that actually. Those things are mean. Okay, Aman. Aman's question is I feel I'm going through some massive inner changes related to clearing ancestral patterns. I feel lighter after doing a lot of work, but I still feel tired and my head gets heavy almost. Can I ask some clarification in regards to this, please? Are my spirit guides even assisting in this regard? Hello, are they here? That's awesome. Um, Aman, have you been doing like medit meditation? Are you still here? Boars are scarier than ghosts. Yes, that's entirely true. They are scarier than ghosts. I would Okay, so you have been doing meditation. Great. So, when I ask about how to help clear the headache, so you're moving a lot of energy around you with the spirit, the like what is it called? Shadow work. There we go. With the words are escaping me today. With the shadow work that you're doing, you're moving a lot of energy around, a lot of just like soulful things that have been a part of your family and your ancestors' families. No, that's kind of redundant, and isn't it? And your ancestors as well. So when you are meditating, if you can try and visualize breathing all of that heaviness out of your head, try that. If you were to close your eyes right now, can you tell me what color or colors do you see sort of swirling inside of your mind? If you could almost do like an X-ray scan or MRI scan of your head, what colors would you see? I would wait while I hydrate. I'm also getting a headache too. Purple and yellow. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So colors are going to mean different things for different people. So whatever you feel purple might mean to you and what yellow might mean to you, I will tell you what they mean to me. But if they mean something different, that's why I sort of explain that first of if it means something different, let that take precedence over what I say. So for me, purple is like higher spiritual energy. It's dealing with like your higher self, um, higher vibrational entities, whether those be ancestors or other souls. And then yellow deals with communicating between those two things. So that makes a lot of sense since you've been doing a lot of shadow work. Good morning, Asim. Um, that would make a lot of sense as to you're doing all of the shadow work. It's that communication between that higher vibrational energy and yourself. Now, if it feels like it's giving you a headache, though, which one feels heavier to you? So, like clairsentiently, if you could weigh both of those colors, which one feels heavier to you, Aman? I did react to a Garrett Watts video, Jamie, actually. I forget which one it was. I think it was the Vecna house, maybe. Did he go into a house called the Vecna house? We're talking about a lot of things. Yellow. Okay, so if the yellow one is more heavy to you, next time you are meditating, try to do some breath work, envisioning, seeing the yellow inside of your mind. Breathe in. And when you breathe out that yellow energy. And that should help with releasing some of the tension in your head as you continue through your shadow work, and the inner work that you're doing. And if the colors change, try doing this practice again. It should be able to help you with mediating and managing that energy. Okay, next question. Why did my spirit guide present himself as abstract during the last reading? This idea keeps popping into my head from time to time. I don't know. So when I talk about abstract, Jamie, how did I miss that? It's okay. You can go watch it. It should be one of the more recent videos because I've only been posting once a month now instead of every week. So I think there's a part one and a part two. Jamie, go watch it. It was fun. Garrett Watch is ridiculous. If I could ever, um, collaborate with Garrett Watts, I'd probably pee my pants and laugh all at the same time because he's just funny. He's the kind of person that you want to go on a ghost investigation with because he has zero, like, he's just not serious at all. And I think it's really funny. And I've had a couple people, like, I've talked about reacting to more videos, and some of the people that I've talked to are like, well, he does stuff that, like, you could disprove. I'm like, yeah, but it's all just fun ghost hunting videos anyways. I mean, there's always things that people try to disprove or say that you could disprove. And at the end of the day, are we there to just disprove everything, or are we there just to, like, watch someone have a good time and talk to some ghosts maybe? Anyways, so Amon, when it comes to your spirit guide being abstract, again, that is just the way that I perceive them. If you perceive them differently, please let that take precedence over anything that I say. For me, when I talk about abstract, because spirit guides are not necessarily someone that we know. So, like, if I'm talking to someone in heaven or spirit, we know that they were Grandpa Joe and that they were a dude, right? Or they were your great Aunt Mary and she was a lady and she was spicy. When we're talking to spirit guides can be the souls of people from your past lives, but they can also be more so spiritual beings. So they're not necessarily a human, they are just a spiritual entity. So for me to help discern information, sometimes they will be more masculine presenting and sometimes they will be more feminine presenting, because they're not necessarily male or female. They're just what I feel as more feminine energy versus more masculine energy. But then there's also what is more masculine and feminine at the same time. And that is what I call abstract energy. They're more of what you would say, like, a they them, if you want to be more politically correct about it. So when I say abstract, it's just because they're neither masculine nor feminine. And they're usually, for me, I use the word abstract as well to say or describe that they're like, they really are more energy, and they're not necessarily, like, how do I explain this? Um, if you meet someone from a different country. And oh, okay, Aman says, "Oh, I got it. I do feel the duality." Okay, good, 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 good. I'm glad that could help clear that up for you. It is a more duality sort of feeling. It's also like, in some movies where I think, like, fairies or elves are a good way to put it, where, like, the cultural difference is so big that it almost feels like the person you're talking to is from a different planet. It's almost like they're not a person. So, like, in movies, they'll portray elves or um, fairies like this, where it's like the cultural difference just makes you feel like they're almost alien to you, because your spirit guide is not necessarily, they don't present to me in a very human-esque sort of way. Their characteristics or their personality traits are more foreign to me. So therefore, I just say that they are abstract. I hope that helps answer some of your questions, all of the people that are also coming through with the questions. The Victorian house he went to, that was the one. Thank you, Noisy Cricket. I love Victorian houses. It's always fun. I think he ate a whole bunch of orange chicken before he went inside, which also was a good time. Um, Androgynous, yes, androgynous is also a very good word to put it as well. Lorna says, I sense my guide as a purple abstract shape. I call her she, but I don't think she was ever a person, just very abstract indeed. That's very cool. Yes, there are more abstract ones too that Like for Amon, I feel like Amon's guide, even though they are abstract or androgynous, they give me more of a masculine feel, but it's just such a whiff, if you will, that it is just more abstract than anything else. But there are spirit guides like Lorna just said, where it's more of like a she-ish sort of feeling, but it is just a whiff. So does everyone have one creative guide or not always? I'm sure everyone probably has one creative guide. I always tell people about spirit guides that I may not be able to see them all at the same time because the way that your spirit guides present, they can come in at different times of your life. So, okay, Diva. Amon, you're so funny. Okay, last two questions for Amon, and then we're going to move on to Gigi. So, Amon says, was I some type of warrior or something like that during a past life? I have this hunch, but I just can't prove it. Are there any related or leftover patterns from that life? Oh, dude, you're always going to have related patterns from your leftover lives. The way that they show up in this life, I think is always interesting. I was thinking about that the other day because, like, you are the amalgamation of all of your past lives, right? But I think that it might come into play with your soul contract a little bit as to how and what or to what extent your past lives play a role in your physical life. I like to think of your past lives as the genes to who you are as a soul now. Because like your parents get together, right? And then they make you. You're the amalgamation of half of their genetic DNA and the other half of their genetic DNA. So I like to think of your past lives as all of the little DNA strands, CTAGs that make you now. Interesting way of putting it, right? But each life that you live is going to be different because even though all of those genetic pieces are together, that's called your genotype. So your genotype is what actually says these are all of the genes that you have, but your phenotype is how they are expressed. So even though you might have genes that could dictate that you have brown eyes, or that you carry genes to have the ability to have brown eyes, you actually have blue eyes in this life, or you have green eyes in your life. That is the phenotype. So the genotype is what the actual genes are. The phenotype is how it's expressed. So I think when it comes to your soul contract, the phenotype or the way your past lives are expressed in this life have to be dealt by like the higher powers, if you will. So I've talked to people who have had like crippling anxiety in this life, but they've had past lives as like freaking Chinese emperors, like upper echelon military dudes who gave giant speeches in front of millions or thousands of soldiers. And they have anxiety, crippling anxiety, and cannot talk to people in this life. And that's because a portion of that past life is going to step forward and help them be like, hey, you can do this because you did this in a past life. Like this was you. So being able to give your speech in college is something that you can work through, but you have it in you. But it's not something that's expressed in this life. Isn't that crazy? It's so interesting to me. So okay, um, when it comes to your question, Aman, though, I don't think you can ever really prove anything necessarily. Um, but it is fun to have someone that doesn't know you give you information that sort of. I'm sorry, I'm just asking your spirit, like past lives, to come forward, spirit guides. Um, Maybe that's the point to experience contrast. Yes, paper flower, that is the point. That's also why I think like racism is stupid. But that's just from a spiritual perspective that probably a lot of other people might not have. Mm, Aman, I feel like you have a couple different warrior past lives. One of them that I feel is coming to me just because it could be more relatable to me is someone like I think he was a part of the Iron Age because he's actually wearing like metal armor. But he could be someone from like Celtic areas, so like Viking times. Was Vikings a part of the Bronze Age or the Metal Age? Can anybody Google that for me? No, I think it's too stupid from that perspective, XD. um, Vikings a part of Metal Era? Question mark. Yes, Viking metal is a nope, that's a heavy music. I don't want Viking metal music. Come on. Jamie, I'll try to answer your question. Give me one second. Did Vikings have metal? I think they did, right? Because they had like helmets and shields and stuff. Okay, they extensively used metal. Okay, so you have at least one past life as like some crazy Viking dude. He has brown hair. It's like very, very, very dark brown, Amon. And it's the style where like the rest of his head is like shaved, but he has a giant braid down the back middle of his head and it goes like down to his waist and he's scary. So Um, I hope that answers your question. If you feel like you have other warrior past lives as well, I'm not here to negate from those because I do think that past lives sort of creep in all the time. So, damn, I looked hot. Come on, stop. um, okay, thank you, Kayla. Yes, the Vikings were a part of the Iron Age, and their era is sometimes called the Steel Age due to their advanced metalworking skills. Thank you, Kayla, for putting that so eloquently. And all I got with my search results was that Viking metal is a genre of music. Okay, last question, and we're going to move on to Gigi. And if anyone else has also purchased a reading, we'll go to your reading as well. I Googled fast as heck for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was trying to as well, but my fingers weren't doing the right thing. Okay, Amon says, what is it that every time I want something really bad, it gets delayed even more? Like, stop with the struggle and sacrifice pattern, please. um, Amon, have I talked to a grandmother for you in the past? Hey Liv, have you ever had dreams of other past lives? I don't know if I've had dreams of past lives. I usually just have like daydreams of past lives. Yes. Okay, good. Cuz there's a little old woman who's stepping forward and she's very snappy. Like let me just explain how she answered this. Your spirit guide sort of laughed when I read your question because I could hear them laughing on my left hand side, just like collectively. And then this older woman stepped forward and she's like, I know you want it, but you just need to be patient, sort of thing. Almost like you're getting a little too eager beaver, if you will. Okay. So it's not that it isn't meant for you. It's just that it's almost like you have to wait your turn, if that makes more sense. They're like, there's other people in line in front of you, and you can't just cut, like, no cutsies. Gigi, that is okay. Most people only ask one question. I'm really bad at telling people no. So, but I can also answer a second question for you as well. I've been waiting, Granny. Let's go. Oh, that's so funny. They just say like you can't cut in line. Oh, there's lots of readings now. Thank you all so much for purchasing readings. I really appreciate it. You're very much helping me a lot. Um Okay, I hope I answered your questions, Amon. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you get what you need soon or what you want soon. I know what it's like waiting for a really long time. Angel Fairy, they're teaching you. I think I've had past life dreams a lot. That's really cool. I think that's maybe just like your own thing. Just because I don't experience it doesn't mean that it's not valid. There's a lot of people that my version of mediumship and the way that I perceive psychic and metaphysical information can be very different than what other people do. So don't let that take away from your experiences. Please, 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 please don't. Okay. Fingers crossed I get this job. I hope you get the job too, Kayla. I really, really do. Okay. All right, Gigi. I just want to make sure this is right. Gigi, does your last name start with an M, as in Mary? I just want to make sure I'm doing the right question. Angel Fairy says, Liv, can you read your own past lives? Um, so when it comes to past lives and with most psychic information, I always try to take everything with a grain of salt. I do think I have been able to connect with some of my past lives. I feel that I have a past life most recently who was a woman in like the 30s or 40s. And I think she was pregnant but got into a car crash and she passed away. I also think that she was very religious, like she was either Christian or Catholic. And those sort of things have been popping up into my life even more obnoxiously ever since I had my son. So, okay, Gigi says it does not. Um, let me see. Gigi, does your last name start with a D, like donut? No. Okay. Does your last name start with a T? As in Timmy? No, lol. Oh my goodness. Where did your reading go? There's a Mons. Your name isn't Eric, is it, Gigi? Because Eric is the next person I have in line. Or if you could tell me what reading you purchased or what type of reading you purchased. Gabrielle. Okay. Let me see. It's hiding, right? Okay. I'm going to go over here really quick. But we do have other people. Okay. Let me see. It has to be over here. Go away. Okay. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Thank you for your patience. Trixie Mattel did a ghost hunting video. Oh my goodness. That has to be the funniest thing you've ever seen. Yes. Oh, we get to stare at you. Oh, thank you. I didn't put anything on besides mascara today because I have blonde hair and I feel like if I don't put on mascara, I look like a piglet. Okay, Gigi, I'm not seeing your reading. Just ask me your question in the chat, please, because I'm not going to argue that you did or didn't pay. I just don't know where it is because it's not coming up on my end, and I don't know why it wouldn't be. It's okay. Well, piglets are cute. Stop. It's my one thing is I always want to try and have mascara on, and if I don't, I'm always self-conscious about it. Okay, Gigi, if you could fire your question away. Next, we have Eric after you, just because I want to make sure that I do everyone's readings, and they don't like lose time or can't come through. Okay, I have been going through an emotional block lately and feeling as if I'm stuck. What path am I being led to? Okay, Gigi, do you have a grandfather or a great uncle? There's like a bigger man. He has a very like deep voice because I can feel it in my chest. I feel like you would have been, I feel like he could have been a grandfather for you, but let me know if you know about an older man who may or may not have been a grandfather. I'll just say like father figure, quote unquote, who had a really deep voice. He would have known you when you were little, up until maybe about the age of 7. It could have been more than that. And yes, he has passed. And just for everyone in the chat, Eric is going to be next. for his reading. The payment will turn up when you're not looking for it. Things have a way of disappearing when you need it. That's okay. Gigi says, unsure. Okay. Um, so there's a man who steps forward. He has a very deep voice. He makes me feel like he would have known you when you were smaller, which is why I feel like he could have been a, um, what is it? A grandfather or great uncle or an uncle, something like that. Um, have you been dealing with a lot of loss lately? CL, you're very nice. Thank you. Everybody needs to go on an investigation with Trixie Mattel. No, you haven't. Okay. So I'm getting more of an emotional sensation when it comes to what question you're asking me. He gives me the sensation of like someone just like sort of staying in their house and the curtains are drawn. It's sort of quiet outside. Almost like, when it snows outside and everything gets quieter because the snow absorbs all of the sound. That is the feeling that this man makes me feel like you have been experiencing. That's why I asked if maybe you had a lot of loss, because sometimes when people have a lot of loss, like their job isn't going the way that they want to, their friends haven't been reaching out, or they've actually like physically have like had a lost loved one, they sort of draw inwards in themselves. If you go to the CL, the top of the page to the pinned comment, you'll be able to find the readings. But he makes me feel like you just need to sort of get out of yourself and open the door and go outside. So when you talk about like what path are you being led to, it's not necessarily what path. Okay, you did lose your grandmother this year. I'm very sorry about that. Um, it's not necessarily what path you're being led to, it's that you need to start walking down a path of your own. Once you start putting one foot in front of the other, then you'll start to see what paths start coming into your view. Does that help answer your question? I just feel like you've been very stagnant in moving forward or taking charge of the direction you want to go in. And you don't even have to know where it is that you're going. You just have to start walking. So like it's it's kind of like connecting the threads. Like you pull one thread and see where it goes, and then you pull the next thread and see where it goes, and they start moving and bringing more into the picture. Does that help answer your question? I know it's not a definitive, concise answer. Sort of. I'm just going through disillusionment. Oh, okay. So disillusionment of like a relationship. That makes a lot of sense. Give yourself time to go through the disillusionment. And once it's over, try and find a new path, like life in my job. Okay, I understand. Mm, I'm trying to figure out how to say this in a better way. You can always come back to the replay. If this helps you, Gigi, we're at like 50 minutes and 43 seconds. Because sometimes I feel like when people tell me things, I don't understand them. And it is until I listen to them again or rewatch them that I'll be able to get it. So if it helps you with about 50 minutes, it's technically 58 minutes, but 50 minutes is probably when we started your reading. When it comes to the direction in your life, you just need to start putting one foot in front of the other, and it will lead you to the right place. So I hope that helps you. Do you have a second question? Because I know you said you did. And this reading falls under a mediumship reading. I don't know if I have any more right now. I wanted to try to connect with my grandma if possible. Okay, let's try that. Um, do you have a brother, Gigi? I do. Okay. Because I ask souls to tell me things that I wouldn't know in order to connect that they're stepping forward. So there is an older woman who's stepping forward. She shows me that you had or have a brother. Um, did she pass in the springtime and was she religious or go to church? Yes. Okay. Um, because she shows me like springtime sunshine where it's a little cold, but the sun is like warming everything and the ground could have rain on it. So you kind of smell the rain sort of evaporating off of the pavement that makes it seem warmer than it is. And the birds are outside and she shows me a church. Um, she's kind of quiet, at least to me, maybe a little shy. Do you have a specific question for her? I do feel like she is passed over. Then I can select a pet reading and ask about me. If there's no more medium readings, then we can wait till the next one. Um, give me 1 second. But Gigi, if you have like a specific question, I do feel like she's passed over. She's just a little quiet, which doesn't mean that she doesn't want to talk. It just means that maybe there's only specific things that she can answer. Hello. Also, I put in 2 more medium readings if people want medium readings. But I'm taking the rest of the readings off because I don't want to run out of time. I'm just waiting for Gigi to respond. Hopefully she does. Don't be a silly, silly bear. Thank you. I'm trying. I really appreciate you guys purchasing readings. Does she watch over my mom? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I see it. It came right after. Um, does your mom have a little TV in her kitchen that she sits and watches TV at? Gigi? Also, thank you for helping Kayla. No, lol. Okay. Because I'm seeing a little kitchen table and there's if you're sitting at the kitchen table on one side, the sink is in front of you and there's a window over the sink and in the corner there's like a TV or something. So if that's not correct, that's okay. When it comes to does your mom go to church too? Not anymore. Okay. Cuz your grandmother shows me like going into church and singing. And that's the other thing that she shows me when you ask if she's watching over your mom. So I'm not sure if she thinks that your mom should go back to church and sing. I feel like that might help her feel more connected to just connected, more connected, not necessarily to herself or her community, but just more connected with like faith and spirituality. Um, but I do think that she watches over your mom. Perhaps mediumship isn't necessarily something that your grandma is the most like kosher with or okay about, which is why she might be more quiet. Do you want to change your job, Gigi? Okay, because your grandmother wants to talk about that. Because I just got done talking, but about how mediumship might not be her cup of tea because of her like religious beliefs. But she also said that she doesn't want to miss the opportunity to help you or help other people. Um, so she says the job that you have right now just makes you so sad, and it makes you so just bored and underwhelmed. And she says, if you want to find a new job, she says, you just have to start looking for a new one. Um, she says, and you can do it. You sort of have this inhibition that you can't get a new job because this is like the pay is okay, but like she just wants to ask you, like, why aren't you going to look for a new job? You have a lot of talent, you have a lot of capabilities, and you have a lot of things that you can do for a different business. Uh People at your job might not be very nice to you, but that's not a reflection of who you are and your work ethic or your character. That's just because they're meanies. They're just being jerks. So she's not advocating for you to quit your job right now and then just try to find one sort of seat of your pants. She says, put a resume together, go to the library if you need to, and have someone help you put a resume together, whatever it is that you need to do, but you can do it and start submitting your resumes on like LinkedIn or something. She says, you can try and find something before you get to the next phase, but just don't think that you can't do it. Gigi says, I'm scared and not sure if I bring a lot to the table with what I have experience in. You do. Your grandma says you do. um, you can do it. It's all about how you're able to convey what it is that you can do. Like my mom used to do business things, and she says, if you're able to like um say what it is that you do in a way that gets people excited, then that's all that matters. So when I said like going to the library and putting together your resume, there are classes and stuff that they'll have for free that people will come in who help build resumes, and they can help you tailor your resume so that it says exactly what you can do in the best way possible to sell yourself to a future employer. And your grandma will be there every step of the way in spirit helping you with that. If you feel like you can't, she will be there. And please know, for anybody who's a new viewer, that your past loved ones, whether they be an animal or a person, know, see, hear, and feel everything. So if you ever want to talk to them, you never need anybody like me to talk to them. The only thing a medium's supposed to do is give you what they have to say back. But if you want to talk to them, you can do so by thinking about them. You can write a letter to them in a journal. You can talk out loud. So if you feel like at any point in time, Gigi, you're gonna make me cry. Stop. um, if you ever feel like you need to talk to her while you're going through this process, please know that you can. You can just talk out loud to her, and she will be there through this whole thing, and you won't be by yourself. Okay? Your grandma knows LinkedIn. Souls know, see, hear, and feel everything. She did bring up the library though for building a resume, which I thought was a very grandma thing to do. So Um, I hope you find a better job, Gigi, because I know it's very hard and it's very scary, but you can do it and your grandma will be there to help you. Good. All right, Eric. The next sequence of readings is going to be Eric, Megan D, and then Megan T. So is Eric in the audience? Oh, you guys are so I love all of the love. And if you guys are new here and just watching, please make sure to like this video. We only got 25 likes. If we could get to like 50 or 75, that would be really cool. Um but that's okay. Yes, Gigi, you can do it. You got this. Okay, Eric. Cool, 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 cool. Let me know if I need to ask better slash clarifying questions. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because when it comes to doing stuff like this, and it's not just like an open dialogue between you and me normally, it gets hard sometimes. So I appreciate that. Eric says, I would just like to hear from any loved ones that may want to stop by and say hello. Also, does it appear that I'm on the right path with my current serious boyfriend? Um, excuse my nose, is itchy. I'm wanting to settle down with him in the next 1 to 3 years, feeling really good about it, but it would require some big life changes, including potentially moving. Finally, spirit guides, I've always been curious about them and thought the concept was cool. The concept is cool. I appreciate that. Um, oh, paper flower, I appreciate you. Okay, past loved ones. Eric, do you have grandparents who are just like super cute country bumpkin grandparents who may have had a dog? It's okay if someone doesn't want to talk to someone past under a mediumship reading. We can just focus on psychic things. Just let me know in the comments. But back to Eric, do you have grandparents who are sort of really cute country bumpkins? My grandparents are all passed now, but yes. Okay, because there's two that are married. They make me feel like they were a little bit more outdoorsy and they had a um sorry. They had a dog, like a blonde dog. I'm just writing things down if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. It helps me keep organized. Um I feel like they might be on your mom's side. Would that make sense? Or they were your dad's parents, but they really liked your mom. Does that help specify who they may be and on which side? Maybe. The grandma's a little bit shorter. The grandpa is taller. He would have worn a hat and like I'm not sure if my mom's parents had a dog. Would your dad's parents have had a dog? Cuz I've been getting this thing now where grandparents will tell me I ask like what side of the family they're on and they'll make me feel like it like, in this instance, I feel like they could be on Eric's dad's side, but then they tell me that they liked his mom. So I'm like, "Okay, this it's hard to sort of get, like, the in-laws feeling of your parents. It, like, confuses me. So if it's on your dad's side, that would make a lot more sense. They just really liked your mom or thought she was super cute. Um, okay. Do you have a brother, Eric? Again, just asking things that I wouldn't know. They lived rural and really enjoyed RVing with their little dog. Okay, that sounds perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, cool. So they're coming forward to answer your questions. They really just enjoy you a lot. They think you're very cute and interesting, and the things that you do and the way, like the stuff that you do in your life, um, they just are like rooting for you, which is adorable. um, Are you on the right path with your current serious boyfriend? Oh, your grandma's cute. Could you tell me their names? And if you don't want to, you can just say like not applicable NA or no thank you. It just helps me refer to them instead of like grandma or grandpa or something like that. Irene and Bob. They look like an Irene and Bob. That's so cute. Okay, so Irene is talking about when I asked the question about are you on the right path with your current serious boyfriend? She just is adorable and she's like, "Well, you really never know um what's going to happen or like the path that life is going to take you on." She goes, "But the guy that you're with is right now is he's very sweet. He's very serious though sometimes too." Um which may sometimes pose an issue in your relationship or like pose a little bump, if you will, because you are very organized, but you're not quite as serious about things. Like if you need to be serious, you are, but it's almost like he's a little bit of a worrier, if you will. Um, and Irene just she says, you never really know, but you're on a good path right now with this person. And she's excited for like all of the things that you're going to learn in your relationship and the stuff that you guys are going to do together, which is cute. Does that sound about right? He is both sweet and serious, and I'm the sillier one. Yes. That's very cute. Um, I do think that you guys have the potential to settle down. I do think that you guys will move because I feel like do you want to move like out west or something, somewhere where there's like a lot of long open spaces? Thank you again to everyone that's here. I appreciate it. I'm having fun today. I wasn't feeling good and I'm feeling better, so thank you. Unsure. We are currently mid distance, so I travel to him and vice versa. Okay. I feel like if you guys move, moving will happen eventually. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um, I do feel like if you guys do move, it will be because one person's job is a little more stable than the other person's job, or the other person can work remotely, whereas the other person, not so much. So, excuse me. Um, I do think you guys will end up moving, but it's almost like a wide open space. Like it doesn't look like the desert. It looks kind of like where what is that silly movie? I can't think of it now. Vote for Pedro. What is that movie called? Napoleon Dynamite. It looks like the place Napoleon Dynamite was like where it was shot, the movie was, like that wide open space sort of thing. So Eric says, "Ooh, interesting. I'd be the remote worker." Okay, yeah. So I do think that you might move to see where he is, or you guys might have a place together. I am interested in moving out west conceptually, lol. I prefer the dry heat. I prefer no heat. I will burn to a crisp. But I get it. So that is what I'm seeing about more like 1 to 3 years from now and moving. And then you want to know more about your spirit guides. Okay. Um, do you really like music, Eric? Kansas, thank you. Eric, do you really like music? Are you the person that just puts on music in the house and is like, mm, mm, mm. My mind and thoughts work in song. Okay, well then I'm glad you could verify that for me because one of your spirit guides is just like a dancing queen. I burst into lyrics at work and Home Alone. That's fabulous. um, so one of your spirit guides communicates with you through like rhythm, rhyme, songs, etc. That's a really good little thing that you got, paper flower. Eric says that tracks. They're female, but there's also a masculine one too. Um, the female one is a little more like purpley. I feel like I'm getting them confused. So the orange one, that's masculine. He's the dubstep sort of guide, if you will. And the purple one who's more feminine, she do you have very vivid dreams though, Eric? Or do you really like movies, things like that? Thank you, Kayla. I'm just trying to make sense of how she says she talks to you. Purple is my favorite color. Oh, good. She's just very different than the orange one. I have nightly vivid dreams. Okay, because she says she communicates with you not necessarily through like the rhythms and the rhymes and music, but more so through like storytelling. So she might be the one that helps you process a lot of things or add spiritual like undertones to your dreams that help answer questions you might be asking. Um, but she's a little bit more like a purple haze, if you will. So cool, 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 cool. I hope I was able to answer your questions. Thank you to the souls of Irene and Bob for stepping forward because they're really cute and I just like their names. It's adorable. Okay. I hope I was able to answer all of your questions well. You're welcome. Thank you for making a reading. I really appreciate it. Okay. Megan D is up next, and then the last person is going to be Megan T. And I think I'm going to take readings off just because I'm going to have to go potty soon. Which is kind of silly. I get it, but I love the way you answer questions. So informative. I appreciate that. I really do. I really try. I had a hard time when I was a kid in school, and I struggled a lot in like math and science and things like that. And I think it was just because people only explained things one way because it was the way that they were able to. F is for fat. Hello. Hi. um, and they could only explain it one way because that's just the way that they understood it, but that's not the way that it made sense to me. So sometimes I feel like I'm being a little redundant or explaining things too many different ways. But when I was a kid, I would have loved to have someone explain something so many different ways that it seemed boring because I hope that at least one of the ways that I explain something makes sense to someone because I struggled so much as a child with like comprehensive learning. So, okay, Megan D, are you here? And if your F is for fat, then let me know. Thank you again for everyone being here. I appreciate it. I hope you guys read the blog post. I get really excited about writing things. I kind of get uh like silly about it. Like it has to be perfect, if you will. So it that's why I don't put a lot of blog things out. But Megan, hi. Hi, Megan D. Oh, good. I'm Alicia. Hi. Okay. Well, Megan's here. And hello, Alicia. Nice to make your acquaintance. Just vibing here as I crochet. Oh, I want to learn how to crochet a lot. Okay. Okay. So, Megan, sorry, you are here. Hi. I'm just interested in any past relatives or pets that come forward. Also, if you have any info on my spirit guides. Okay, Megan, I'm going to do the best that I can. Megan, do you have a brother? Yes. Okay. Do you have a grandfather who's passed who would have been very outdoorsy? He might have been a hunter and possibly in the military when he was younger. He's kind of like a man's man. He would have liked football. Military, yes, but not sure about the hunting. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Um, this might be a little bit more of like what I call a messenger reading. Is your brother going through a hard time? Because there's a grandfather who's stepping forward who says that your brother needs a little bit of like TLC. He's sort of like lost on his path and might need a little bit of love, like tough love and redirection. Yeah. Okay. So just know that this grandfather is trying to help watch over your brother and make sure that he stays safe and on the right path, but he really just like he's sort of hitting like his own little rock bottom, and if he's able to do a little bit of soul searching, he might be able to come out of it, but he's really struggling right now, but your grandfather's trying to help him. Um, for you, do you have a new job, Megan? Or did you move somewhere new? What's new in your life? I feel like there's something new and exciting, like a new job, or you're living in a new house or apartment, or you moved somewhere new. It is. He's given him a little bit of tough love. He's just there. I think he might have struggled with the same sort of like mental health inhibitions, if you will, or mental inhibitions that your brother's struggling with now, which is why your grandfather's stepping forward because he's like, I can help you with this because I also kind of know what it was like. And Megan says, I moved in June. Oh, congratulations. Because there's a grandmother who's stepping forward. Um she's like very excited for you. Are you in a relationship? Are you in a relationship, Megan? Or do you want to be? No, haha. Okay, so this could either be something that you're planning to do and it's in the future, or it's something that your grandma just really wants for you because it could also just be like a very cute grandma-y thing that she wants. Because there's a grandma and she's like, "You moved, you're getting a good job, now you're gonna find a guy or a relationship and you're gonna settle down and you're gonna have babies," and she's just like really excited about it. Do you know what grandmother that might be? Because she's very excited for you and like more excited about all the things that are going to happen soon. Oh my gosh. Sometimes people like the I would guess on my mom's side. That tracks, that tracks. um do you have any past pet that you would want to come forward? Is there like a little dog that you were close to? And they're like little and sort of fluffy. Oh, your Oma. She's very excited for you. She thinks that you're doing fabulously. She says sometimes you stay out too late though, or like you go out and like hang out with your friends or party. That's the only thing. That's Amon says that's so cute. Meanwhile, my grandma snaps at me and tells me to effing wait my turn. Yes, thank you for everyone that purchased readings. I will try to do another live stream either this month, and if not this month, definitely next month. There's supposed to be one tentatively for next Thursday, but again, that's very tentatively. If you guys see a post about it, then that means it's happening. If not, then it's just it is. I have an Oma too. That's so cute. So Megan, do you have like a little dog that's passed? Both white and fluffy. Okay, good. What is his name? We have 36 likes. If we do 40, that would be cool. I know I said 50, but I'll take what I can get. Dog's name is Lola. Oh, okay, so it's a girl. Got it, got it, got it. Did Lola really enjoy just sitting in sunny spots? Because when I talk about heaven, um, heaven is just like all heaven is the plane of existence in which all souls reside who are not physically in this realm right now, like in the physical world. And the way that heaven can be is different for each soul, if you will. It's kind of like two more legs to 40. Yay! I'm so excited. Thank you. We got 40. How do I do this? How do I do like a cute little reaction? Yeah. Um, Sitting in the sun. Okay, because the way that I perceive heaven is kind of like a collective lucid dream in which the souls there can manifest their reality, if you will. Oh, now we have 41. Dude, if we get it to 50, all manifesting. So I just want to say that she's sitting in a sunny spot and she's very happy that you asked about her. So it's cute. It makes me happy. And do you have any specific questions for her? It's okay if you don't. It's not a big deal. But she is in heaven. She likes to be in sunny spots. That is sort of her own little manifested reality. And there might be an older woman who helps take care of her sometimes. Like she visits her house in heaven and she gives her little treats and she has a pillow in her kitchen for her to sit on. Is she reunited with her cat that's passed? Was your cat like a stripy or like a tiger stripe cat? Or were they really fluffy? As you can maybe hear the little dogs outside. That's the sweetest thing. I know. I really like when souls show me like where they are in heaven. Sometimes it's cute. Or like what they have as their reality in the afterlife. We had a few tabbies, yeah. Okay, because there's a couple tabbies that are around her, and there may be a fluffy one, but I'm not sure entirely about that. More so the tabbies are what I see. So I hope that answers your question. Um, okay, last question was spirit guides. And then the last reading of the day is going to be Megan T. So Megan T, if you're here, please get ready. It's almost your turn. Okay, spirit guides for Megan. Um, Kayla says, "Do you do Zoom readings or an in-person reading? It's okay. If not, my sister would love either one." I do Zoom readings just because I talk to people literally all the way from the US to Australia. So, and there's been a couple times where like someone's internet isn't good, so I will just call you as an unknown caller and we can talk over the phone too. Because that information you usually give at a checkout if you want to purchase a private Zoom reading with me. So I'll always make sure that we can do the Zoom reading one way or another. Unless I really just have like no internet and I can't even use my phone to find your information. But I think that's only happened like a handful of times in the whole time that I've been doing this. So okay, cool. Megan, let's just do your spirit guides really quick. Um, you're a very black and white person, yes? Oh, okay, Megan T. Cool, 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 cool. I see who you are. But, before we move on to Megan T, Megan D, for your spirit guides, are you a very black and white person, Megan D? Sometimes-ish. Okay. I feel like that's not a very black and white answer. The reason I asked is because when I ask about your spirit guides coming forward, um, I again, symbolically, the way that I perceive your spirit guides is more of a symbolism than a literal interpretation. But one of your spirit guides, presents to me as more of a you're not a Gemini, are you, Megan? No, a Cancer. Okay, that's fine. That's close to being a Gemini. The reason I asked is because your spirit guide is almost like they have like a masculine and a feminine side, but they argue with one another and they're black and white like a zebra. Almost like the two-headed dragon from Dragon Tales, if you guys are within the same age range to sort of remember that silly cartoon. They're masculine and feminine, but they're the same sort of entity. That's why I asked if maybe you were a Gemini, because I felt that there was a masculine one and there was a feminine one, but they were sort of arguing. And I was like, are you guys different or are you the same? But they're both black and white. So that's why I asked if maybe you were a black and white person. Perhaps they're That's so interesting. I've never had a guide like this before. Do you have a very like a loud inner monologue, Megan? Yes. Okay. They may be part of your inner monologue. It's almost like you always wrestle with your thoughts all the time. Like you're indecisive in that way. Um, and I think it's more symbolic of that they're arguing that you have to sort of come to a conclusion regardless of what they may be arguing about, you can always find like the right answer or the black and white between that. But I've never had a spirit guide like this. Mine screams LMAO. Love that. Okay. So that's one of your spirit guides. I've never had a guide like that before. I'll have to think more about it. Um, because they're not very straightforward in what they may help you with or how. I feel like they help with your decision making skills because that's usually why I see a guide as black and white because they help with decision making skills. But it's silly because they're kind of contradictory in how their personality is. So I'm sorry I can't give you more information, but I hope you enjoyed your reading. I really appreciate your support. And we're going to move on to the last reading of the day. Same wool. Dragon Tales is nostalgic, isn't it? And I used to watch it on PBS. I'm a Gemini too, and I have a loud inner monologue. Okay, let's see. Last reading, Megan T. Thank you so much for your patience. So much for your patience. We have 42 likes. If we get to 50, I'm going to pee because I really do have to go potty. um, oh, Megan, you have a pet reading. I'm so excited. Okay. Um, Max, who's a gray and white long-haired tuxedo cat with green eyes. Oh, I love tuxedo cats. Okay. And he has green eyes too. I had a little tiny tuxedo cat. Her name was Jezebel because we found her wandering the streets in the middle of the winter. She almost died. She was like frozen when we found her. And she also had green eyes. And they were the most beautiful green eyes. They're like soft, like sage sort of almost like lamb's quarter green, if you will, like the fuzzy sort of green plants that they have. And she really loved pens. And if she was in the window to turn around, she would do a handstand with her butt in the air up against the screen and then put her butt down to turn around. And it was the silliest thing ever. That name is amazing for a cat walking the streets. She was so tiny. She was literally like this big when we found her. And then she only grew to be like maybe the size of my microphone. She was a very small cat. My mom named her. But anyways, okay, we're talking about Max. Thank you for letting me reminisce about one of my 44 likes. Oh, so close to 50. Thank you for letting me reminisce about my kitty cat Megan. I appreciate it. Okay, what questions specifically do you have for Max today, Megan? Thinking. Where are the likes? Thank you, Sophia. I really appreciate that. Oh, we got 45. I will pee. 100%. I'm almost done with this fizzy bubbly. Does he live by himself? Megan? Does Max live by himself? He does not. Okay, so there's other animals in the house with him? 'Cause he makes me feel like he lives a very quiet life. That's why I just assume there's not other animals in the house. He makes me feel like his life is quite content for him. Um, is there, like, an older man that he might know about or that visits him or lives in the house with him? We're just waiting. I know I have a little bit of a buffer in between comments. Sometimes they pop up so fast I can't even read them. Now we have 48 likes. So close. Is there, like, an older man that he might know about, Megan, who either visits or lives in the house with him? Ben says, "It's been a long time, Liv. We had a reading between 2022 to 23-ish. A lot of what you said came to fruition. I wanted to say thank you." Oh, Ben, that's so kind. I appreciate that. I just got a message like that too on Instagram that I didn't even see that someone sent in like September or something. Ooh, one more like to go. um, and I just appreciate that because I always think it's interesting when people can stop to tell me like, "Oh, this came true, this didn't," or like usually people tell me if it did, and that always just like flabbergasts me. I'll never get sick of that. Oh, we hit 50. I'm gonna pee. He's a quiet cat, haha. Yes, he is very quiet in his life. Even if there's chaos around him, I would not know if there was. Um, the reason I ask, go pee. No, I'll go pee afterwards. We have one more reading. That would be rude to just walk away from Megan. Um, Thank you all so much. Oh, now we have 51. Look at that. That's so fabulous. I really appreciate all of you. Okay, so the reason I ask if there is he has a cat brother and cat sister and two dog brothers. Okay, got it. Well, he's very I would not have guessed that if I'm just talking to him by himself. He's very quiet. There is a I feel like there's a man that comes into the house or that he might see, who gives him treats. This man is kind of bigger or heavier set and he's older, but he really likes this man because he gives him treats and he's also a very quiet person. He enjoys, like, just quiet energy. I feel like there might be, like, a big sort of cabinet or, like, pantry sort of thing, wooden shelving, whatever that you keep food in, and there's treats, and there's a man that comes down a hallway. And when the man comes down the hallway into the kitchen area or something, the like pantry or big wooden whatever is to the right, and that's where the treats are. And this man will always give him treats. A man that gives him treats, yes. Let me see. So I hope that makes sense because he talks about the treat man. He also likes toys that are in the house, specifically the mice that are the most plain. My dad maybe didn't know he did, lol. Okay, that would make sense. Um, he likes the toys in the house, but he says there's not quite enough because it's almost like the other cats will steal them. There's like a little brown fabric mouse that he likes. It's like brown or like a creamish sort of tan color. But he likes the mice that are the most like unappealing because there's ones that are like super bright colors with jingle things, but he likes the ones that are sort of dull and boring. Yeah. um, so if you could get him a couple more mice that are just like his own little doll boring ones. I know on Chewy you can get a pack of like 12 for like $3. Cuz my cats always just they get lost to the mouse gods. So that's very cute. Other than that, I think he's happy. He keeps to himself. He's quiet. He enjoys the house even though it might be loud. Um What a fun gift. I'd love to know what my animals are thinking. It's really fun. I didn't know that I could talk to animals until I was about I think I was 20. And I was at work one day and someone came in, one of our coworkers' girlfriends came in with their dog and he just started telling me about their morning. It was really fun. Hello from England. Hi, Rosie. Oh, look. Yeah, his siblings like the dogs, like taking toys. Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, he just wants like one to himself. He does say that he has like, I don't know if he sits in your room, but he says there's a room that he can go into where like other animals won't bother him and most people won't. I feel like he sleeps on a bed or a pillow or like a big blanket. I feel like it could be like the bed. Um, and he says if the other animals come in, they don't necessarily bother him. Like the cats will just lay with him, but it's a very quiet room and it's a bedroom that he likes the most to just hang out in. So I asked him if he eats enough food since you said there's enough, like there's a lot of animals in the house. And he says yes. It's not really something that bothers him too much, even though the other cats might nibble a little bit more than him. Is one of the cats a girl and is she chubby? Ben says, I predicted one of my coworkers getting engaged. Something in my mind kept wanting to ask her, where's the ring? Where's the ring? Oh, that's cool. Awesome. My mom's office, he has a cat bed in the closet. That's where he naps in. Okay, good. Yeah, he really likes that he has that little like corner room to himself or that room to himself. Um, but he does tell me that one of the cats is chubby and I feel like it's a girl cat, which is funny. He kind of picks on her a little bit, but she does not care. Oh no, not a fat cat. Yeah, pets are funny. I'm trying to go back and see if you said, because I know you said they had two cat siblings, but I don't remember if you said one was a girl or not. Sish is chubby, not compared to her brother. Okay, maybe it's her brother then. That's so funny. F is for fat. His brother's the chubby one. Okay, got it. That's all right. Sometimes with cats though too, cats that are boys that are kind of just a little more like feminine, if you will, I'll get confused. Because they'll tell me not necessarily that they're a boy or a girl, but give me like their feelings. So that's funny that he kind of makes fun of his brother and says that he's chubby, and his brother doesn't care, which is even funnier. Um, okay, Anitra, that's such a good question. In past investigations, have you ever stumbled upon embarrassing memories from souls? Oh, I think in readings I've had like past embarrassing things come up, but I am about to pee my pants. Oh, Rosie, I'm sorry. You're like coming in very at the end. I'm gonna try and have a live stream that's a little bit later in the day where I am next time. Um, Megan says his brother's a sweetie, but underestimates his size. Lol. That's so funny. Megan, do you have any last questions before we wrap up the live stream for today, since you were today's last reading? Thank you to everyone that helped to support my existence with purchasing a live stream today. I really appreciate it. And just for lovely conversation. You guys are fabulous to talk to. I really, really, really appreciate it. A dog, none at the moment. None. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love doing little pet readings. It's always funny to see what they're talking about. I know we've been here for almost 2 hours though, which is pretty good. An hour to 2 hours is always good for a live stream. And we got 51 likes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, go check out the if you want to learn more about your psychic abilities. I have talked about on the PsycKicks website under journal. It's on the right-hand top of the page. I've talked about every single one of the clairs except for clair gustance and clair aliens, which is taste and smell. I'll probably lump those two together in another blog post coming up soon. Maybe I'll do them individually. I'm not sure yet. But if you want to learn more about your psychic abilities, please go check out those blog posts because they're a really good free resource to start getting you thinking about how your psychic abilities work. Because instead of having someone tell you about it, I think it's really good to just learn about something and then apply it to yourself to see what sort of information you can start to look about. I would love to have any abilities. I'm sure you do. Go read the blog posts. It's a good time. And there might be a live stream next week. If there is, I'll make sure to post it on Instagram and on the YouTube community page. And yeah, I'm working on some cute little ghost investigation stuff for you guys. So I really appreciate it. If you're looking for more content, whether it be reading past life updates or joining in on live streams for Patreon, because we do mini readings every month. So if you guys are interested in readings too that are less expensive, you can join Patreon. If you are Akashic tier and higher, which is tier 3 and higher, I think Akashic Castle is $15 a month. There's a monthly live stream readings that we do with just PsycKicks. So I try to read everybody if they get there. Obviously, if there's like 20 people, then maybe I'll only read like half, but those are mini live stream too. But it's in a Zoom format, so you can actually ask questions and have open dialogue. So if you're interested in that, you can go check out Patreon also on the Meta PsycKicks website. And then we also have mediumship circles, and that's for tier 4 and higher, so cloud plane and higher. So if you're looking to ask someone about psychic abilities, or kind of like what Aman was talking about today when we were talking about breathing through in meditation to clear past or current like energy that you're working through with shadow work, that would be something that we could talk about in mediumship circles, things like that. And it's not just open dialogue with me, but also a whole bunch of other lovely sidekicks, because all of every one of you has been so kind in the comments today. That is exactly what the Discord server is like too. So if you're looking for more of a community to talk to people on a regular basis like this, the Metapsychics Discord is great, and that starts at the sidekick tier. So that's only $3 a month. But if you want readings or mediumship circle, which also can have mini readings in them too, that's might be a little more cost effective for you. But nonetheless, I really appreciate every single one of you being here today, and I need to go use the potty, so thank you. I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are, and if I don't see you before Halloween, please have a safe and happy Halloween. So peace. Bye.